Boo! Okay, I'm doing boo because we're doing ghost stories tonight on Sunday Night Fiction
You
Club.
scared me.
Okay, well, I'm sorry. I have that effect on a lot of women.
Oh no.
Everybody, welcome to Sunday Night Fiction Club, the Ghost Stories edition. Hello, Melissa.
Hello, buddy. How are you?
I'm wonderful, thanks. How are you?
I'm recuperating.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
you're recuperating. We'll talk about what you're recuperating from, and I wanted to say apologies to our viewers. We couldn't do the show last week. Melissa had some stuff going on. I had some stuff going on. I did post about it beforehand, so thank you for bearing with us. And I see we've got some live viewers right now, so thanks for tuning in live. We're going to be talking about ghost stories, so please join in on the comments. And Melissa, you said you're recovering. What are you recovering from?
I am recovering from the Romance Times convention. Stop.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Hold on a second.
All right. Oh, I'm sorry. I have that effect on a lot of
Okay.
women. Okay. I think I know what was happening there.
I like, what the heck? I
You had
was
too
hearing.
much buddy going on. That's what you had going
I had a lot of buddy.
on.
You were going boo in my ear again. I had the YouTube video playing.
That's what I figured.
I'm bad girl.
It
Okay,
happened.
so I was at the Romance Times convention in New Orleans, and never been to New Orleans before. So of course I had to have a couple days just being in New Orleans, and but the convention was awesome. It's author and a reader convention, so everybody gets to mix and mingle and hang out. They got a lot of social events. We did a pub crawl.
Oh, yeah?
Um, I'm
So you had
putting
one or two tasty beverages along the way?
I did, and I'm actually, you know how we do our walk cast? Well, I had done some walks while I was in New Orleans, so I'm like putting together a little montage
Hmm.
of my walks there.
Oh, very cool.
I might end up doing like 3 or 4 videos just from that.
Oh, nice. Nice.
Um,
Awesome.
but they're not your traditional walk casts. There's like one where I'm on a pub crawl.
Oh, okay. That could be fun to see.
And I got this drink called a Resurrection, and the cool thing about it was in a souvenir mug from Spirits on Bourbon Street,
Okay.
and it was a skull mug, and it lights up.
Nice. A resurrection, huh?
Yeah, and it had jalapenos in it. It was tasty.
Do you like drink it and then you pass out and then you come back 3 days later? Is that
I
how?
think that's how it works.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Actually, I think I'm just resurrecting now. Actually.
Oh, okay. So yeah, you were gone for a long time, right?
Yeah, well, here's the crazy part is that I drove with a friend. Well, a friend of mine drove and I rode with her.
Hmm.
And it was 1,000 miles. And I've been
Wow.
on long road trips before. I've driven to Florida and all that. But I'll tell you, that was a long road trip. We ended up staying in Nashville one night
Hmm.
on the way down. And then, and Nashville's very cool. I had never been there before. So I got like the 2-hour tour
Oh,
from my friend's
nice.
brother who lives there. And I was like,
Oh,
oh my
very cool.
God. Do you know there is a replica of the Parthenon in Nashville, Tennessee?
I did know that
I didn't. How did you know that?
because I think you mentioned it on the last show.
Oh, pfft.
Because you were doing the show from Nashville, weren't you?
You? I think no. I wasn't in Nashville when I did
Oh,
the show.
okay.
I had the crazy people in the background with the Fuppets, right?
Oh, right, right. Yeah, we
That
had.
was in Jackson,
Yeah,
Mississippi.
that's when David Hasselhoff joined the show.
Yes,
So
David
viewers, if you
Hasselhoff.
didn't see that one, we had David Hasselhoff on the last show.
Yeah, you can't miss a show. You never know who's going to show up.
That's right. That's right. Speaking of showing up, Melissa, we talked about this a couple weeks ago that we're going to start doing after parties after the live shows,
Yay!
maybe for a half hour or so. So if any of the live viewers, if you want to, join us after the show, you would just need, a webcam, headphones or earbuds, something so you're not getting feedback, while we're doing it, and that's pretty much, and Google account, which you have if you're watching this on YouTube. So let us know, all right? You can leave us comments later on if you want to do that. Like I said, maybe for a half hour or so, we'll just talk about whatever. But what we're going to talk about tonight, I'll say with my accent, is ghost stories. This was Melissa's idea.
Ooh.
Yeah, because who doesn't love a good ghost story, right?
Lots of good ghost stories.
Yeah, well, since we're talking about ghost stories, do you want to start us off? Do you have something you would
Um,
like to discuss?
we almost forgot. We need to start out with what we're reading currently.
We do.
So, buddy, tell me, What are you reading currently?
I just spent about 15 minutes on the phone book. I was looking for a number that I couldn't find. Uh, no, actually, I just started Good Omens by Terry Pratchett and Neil Gaiman.
Ooh, Terry Pratchett's good.
Yeah, I've never read Terry Pratchett. I have read Neil Gaiman. I'm literally just a few pages into it, but I'm pretty excited about that. I've been wanting to read it for. I've had it for a little while, and everyone says that they love it. So I'm excited about that because I know just with it being Neil Gaiman, it's got to be a little quirky, and there's probably some
Mhm.
humor in there. I understand Terry Pratchett's really good at humor with the
Oh
stuff
my
he
God,
does.
he's awesome.
Yeah. What is his? So I guess you've read his. He has a what one really long ongoing series, doesn't he?
Yeah,
Something about turtles or something.
there's a series that he writes, and it's in kind of like this. It's kind of paranormal. It's in this like alternate universe world, and you have to read it. Like one of them is about the guy who runs the post office, and I'd have to look up all the titles of the books.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
Underworld or Otherworld or something like that.
Yeah, I'm sorry,
Yeah.
I'm terrible. My brain's a sieve. I forget these
Nah,
things.
that's okay. All right, it's all right. So yeah, that's what I'm reading. What are you reading?
I just finished a book by Tiffany Reese. It's called The Siren, and I believe it's a series. And The Siren was the first one, and it's the series is called The Original Sinners.
Oh, okay.
I'm reading it because my friend Amanda, um, her writing name's Amanda Latzel, and she's coming out
Oh,
with her
right.
first book this year.
Oh, fantastic.
She's got a short story in one of the anthologies group of authors and I put together, A Christmas Yet to Come. So if you want to check her out, Amanda Latzel, she's in A Christmas Yet to Come. But she recommended Tiffany Reese, and it's funny because we were at the author signing at Romance Times convention, and because we're authors, we got to go in the room before everybody else. We were helping other friends. We weren't signing ourselves. And I got to meet Tiffany Reese.
Oh, wow. Nice.
Awesome. And the very cool thing is I bought her book, The Siren, and she signed it for me, but she was giving away a exclusive story free that you couldn't get anywhere else unless you came to Romance Times.
Oh, okay.
So
Nice.
one of the reasons, if you're a romance reader, one of the big reasons to go to Romance Times is you get to meet hundreds of authors, and not just like in a book signing situation. They actually have parties where you can just hang out with each other and chit chat, or like Heather Graham hosted a party and a
The
city
actress?
tour. No, they all
I know, I know.
messing with me again.
I'm thinking of her as Roller Girl on Boogie Nights right now. I got a little excited. I was sorry, but no, Heather Graham hosted something. The author.
Yeah, she hosted a couple of things. She hosted the Mardi Gras party, and she also hosted a tour of the city, an all-day tour. So it's you get to do all these activities, and there are things like I got a advance copy of a Janine Frost book
Oh, nice.
that
Nice.
doesn't isn't going to come out until September, and I also got an advance copy of a Debbie McComber book. You probably don't know who she is, but
No,
she's
no, no. I know you're a big fan of hers.
yeah. Oh, the cool thing. Can I tell this story? I know we're supposed to be talking
Sure.
about ghosts,
That's all right.
but I got to meet
Throw a
Debbie
ghost in
and then there was a ghost hiding under the desk.
there.
But I got to meet Debbie McComber before the crowds came in, so I got to chit chat with her, and I just had to tell her that she was one of the first romance writers that I read, and she writes very sweet romance. And so we got to talking, and I told her like my grandmother used to have a used book stand, and women would come in and buy dozens of romance novels, and I would read them right off the shelf. And she really, my grandmother really got me into it. And she's like, "Oh, I see you're a published author too." Yeah, I said I independently published. And she's good for you. Chat, chat. She goes, "You know what?" And she hands me her business card. "Please email me. Let me know how you're doing. Let's keep in touch." So I was really like,
Oh, that's really cool.
"Oh my gosh, that was so
That's
awesome."
awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
We could have her on the show.
So I read that book, The Siren, in like I started on Friday and I finished today. So I read it in a weekend, and it's a big book. It's
Oh,
really good.
wow. That's great. It sounds like it was really gripping. David Anson says hi. Looking at the live comments here. Hello, David
Yay!
Anson. Patrick says, finally started Good Omens, eh? Pratchett's ongoing series is Discworld. I knew it was some sort of world.
Discworld, thank you. Yep, yep.
And Walking Rob said something too. I think the topic would be good for a walk cast. So
Yes,
if you're
real
not
life
familiar with
ghost
Walking
story.
Rob, check out his channel here on YouTube. So, also speaking of ghost stories, we did ask for input earlier from people,
Hmm.
and one of the comments that we had on Facebook was from Lisa Stahl. You're familiar with her, I think, right?
Never heard of her. Who is she?
Yeah, she's a writer. She writes under LM Stahl. She's also behind me in a picture because she's my
Yeah.
girlfriend. But she had said The Turn of the Screw by Henry James.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, classic.
Yep.
Ghost Story by Peter Straub. And my favorite, meaning Lisa's favorite, would be Phantom Nights by John Ferris.
Phantom Nights. I have not read
Yeah.
that.
Now, there's a John Ferris who was a member of INXS, but I'm assuming it's a different John.
I would think so.
You never know, though. You never know. And also, it was great. My brother Ed, he responded in the comments, and he put a clip. This is on my Facebook page. And if you'd like to follow me on Facebook, please, Facebook,
Bleh.
Facebook, please do. Uh, I accept like all requests unless it's like someone who like is trying to like sell me nude pictures of them. So, Carl Sinclair,
No, no.
no nude pictures. Okay. He sent me a clip of from the Pee Wee's Big Adventure with Large Marge. Remember when Pee Wee like got into the
Oh,
truck
yeah.
with Large Marge and then it got all freaky? So that was like a great ghost moment in a movie. So there's a few things right there. How about
Cool.
you, Melissa Lummis? What do you think of her ghost stories? What do you want to talk about?
Okay, let's start off with, and sorry, I was looking to make sure I hadn't got any more comments on that. I want to start off with some books, and of course, as always, some of these books are also going to have been turned into movies because they're fairly popular. But do you remember the Amityville Horror?
Oh yeah, I was going to mention that one. Hmm.
Yeah, I think Jan Anson actually wrote the book, and it was based on a true story. And the funny thing is that Amityville is not very far from where I grew up.
Oh
So
really?
this was a whole big to do because I grew up in Pennsylvania,
Hmm.
and there were a lot of rumors and talk. People always talked about this. Um, and one of the things was, of course, that it was all made up.
Yeah, I remember
Just
that
to,
people were wondering if it was really true.
yeah, just to sell a book. Um, but did you see the movie, the original
I
1979?
James Brolin, Margot Kidder.
Yes.
Yeah.
You look these up ahead of time and write
No,
them
I
down.
just
How do you remember this
all right,
stuff?
I'm a member of the fan club for James Brolin and Margot Kidder.
I know you like both of them.
I do. I do. James Brolin had that awesome beard on Hotel.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you, I did see this movie as a kid, and it scared the crap out of me because I believe there was like a ghost rape scene in it, as I recall.
Oh, yeah. There was also, yeah, I remember another movie called The Entity where there was like a ghost rape scene too. But
Mhm.
you're probably right about Amityville. I just hope it wasn't poor James Brolin that got raped.
No, I think it was Margot Kidder.
Okay.
Either way, that sucks,
Well,
dude.
yeah, it does. It does.
But it was one of the big scary stories I remember from a kid, and I remember the adults talking about it, and oh, they made it up just to sell a book, and blah de blah blah blah. And I think the book came out 1977 because I think the movie was out in 79,
Yeah, that sounds about right.
and because I saw it quite young. I can't believe my parents let me see it.
Now, Amityville, you said it was close to you, but it was in New York, right? Was it close, or was it in PA?
It was in PA.
Oh, okay.
It was in PA. Like if you look up, I'm trying to look at it now, but I'll look it up later. You can, where did it actually take place? Blah blah blah.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, that was why because it wasn't very far from where we lived.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Interesting. And another movie from about the same era, it might have been a couple years later, was Poltergeist.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I know it's Poltergeist, but if there's any fans of the young ones out there, and
Oh yeah.
you remember that show? That's
Uh-huh.
how like one of the characters always referred to the movie. He's like, it's Poltergeist. So, but Poltergeist was another classic, and then I don't think that was inspired by a true story, but that was, a classic. Craig T. Nelson was in there, and I forget who else. Was Scatman Crothers in there? Do you know who that is?
Mm-mm.
Old black actor. He was also in The Shining, and he was Louis the Garbage Man
Oh,
on
yeah,
Chico
yeah,
and the Man.
yeah. Yes, I know exactly who you're talking
Yeah, I
about.
might just be thinking of The Shining, but that was a classic. And I don't know how many more Poltergeist movies that they did. There was a few more, never as good as the first one. I think I saw the second one, but Poltergeist was a classic ghost movie.
Yep, absolutely. Sorry, I was reading something. I can't find it now. I'll stop doing that.
No, it's okay.
I'm being a bad co-host.
No, I figured you were doing research for the episode, so it's all good in the hood.
All good in the hood?
Yes, yes. So, do you have another one you would
I
like to
do.
discuss?
And
Okay.
this one everybody knows.
Okay.
The Shining.
Ah, yeah. There you go.
The Shining by Stephen King. Of course, I loved the book. The book was awesome, but who did not see the movie with Jack Nicholson and Shelley Duvall?
Mm-hmm.
And is it
Scatman
Scatman
Crothers.
Crothers?
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, the boy seeing the girls.
Oh
He
yeah.
the other the If I could talk, that would help. But
Talking's
the
overrated.
previous guy who was the caretaker of the hotel killed his family and the ghost of the girls. I remember that scene where the girls are in the hallway and the elevator opens up. Do you remember this?
Yes.
And the
Yes.
blood comes pouring down. It's just like, ah, it was just.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a great creepy movie. Great ghost story there.
But there were lots of ghosts in that. Like he sees, like the bartender.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and he would go down and have drinks and talk with the bartender. It's
Yeah.
like, was he
Yeah.
really seeing a ghost or was it in his head? I don't know.
Right. I come across those questions myself in my own life almost every day. It's kind of scary.
Am I
Um,
seeing things?
I just saw the Walking Rob agreed that Poltergeist was great, and he also said that. I'm sorry, David Anson says that Scatman Crothers was also the voice of Hong Kong Fooey. Do you
Was
remember
he
Hong Kong
really? Yes,
Fooey?
I
Yeah,
totally loved Hong Kong
yeah.
Philly. Hong
ABC
Kong
Saturday
Philly.
mornings, 10 a.m.
Yes,
Yeah,
you did not 10 a.m.
check it.
Oh God, now I'm gonna have to check it out. Do you store this stuff in your head, or
I
are
just
you looking
I
it up on the computer and
no
just blah
no
blah
no no
blah?
no. I have a power. Let's call it a power or a gift. A gift.
A gift, a special gift.
Yes. So yes, Shining was great. I want to switch it over to TV.
Go ahead. Oh, TV, yay!
Yes. Now, this show was not normally known for ghost stories, but there was one particular episode of Gilligan's Island where,
How did I know you were gonna bring Gilligan's Island up?
because it should be brought up all the time, really.
Every show.
Yes.
There's a way to work it into every show, isn't
Yeah.
there?
Now, I can't remember the whole plot, but basically, the seven people were marooned on an island, and at one point they thought that ghosts were there, and it was scary, Melissa. I don't know if you remember it, but it was scary. The only way I got through it was to the whole time try to imagine Marianne and Ginger naked. It's the only thing that distracted me from the fear that was emanating from these ghosts on the Isle. Yep.
Buddy, buddy, buddy. Forever 15, right?
I can lend you my
every man,
DVD of that if you want to see.
inside every man is a 15-year-old boy.
Inside everyone, though, is a Gilligan's Island fan, so everyone's. So there you go. Oh, can I do another TV show?
Yes, do another one. I know what you're going to do. You're going to do another TV show, and I know which one it is.
Go ahead, guess.
The Brady Bunch.
Correct, Melissa Thomas. Now, there were no actual ghosts on this episode.
I was just going to say, were there ghosts in any episode?
No, you know what? The kids were trying to scare each other.
Oh.
And they, Greg was pretty awesome with it because they like hung a sheet in the backyard and he did a flashlight from upstairs. I think it was in the attic, which was his bedroom, and they had like this cool little whistle thing that made the ooh sound, and they scared the girls. And then the girls tried to scare the guys, and then they like came to like some agreement, because the Bradys never disagree or hate each other for too long. Then they decided it'd be fun to scare Alice, and then it was horrible because she ended up breaking the bust of Mr. Brady's head that Mrs. Brady had worked so hard on, but it was a good
Did they
ghost
all get a
episode.
talking to?
They all got a good talking to at the end, and there was the soft little Brady music playing while the talking to happened, and they all realized they did wrong, and then the next week they recorded like Time to Change or something. So it all worked out okay.
It's amazing how many Brady Bunch talking to solved problems. Like there didn't seem like anybody needed to be grounded or have their car taken away from them or otherwise punished.
Well, Greg did have his driving rights revoked one time. Do you
Did
remember that?
he?
Yeah,
No, I do not remember that.
yeah.
Because it just seemed like they could just gently talk the children through the errors of their ways.
Yeah, Greg was driving Bobby somewhere, and he just bought a new record album, and he was looking at it when he should have been driving, and he almost had an accident. But then it came into this whole thing of like exact words, like he didn't follow like Mike's exact words, and then he had to live by exact words. Do you remember that episode?
Oh no, I do
All right,
not. I saw
there's
every
season
Brady Bunch
4 or 5
episode.
if you want to look at.
Remember it.
You want to look at your DVD collection to see there's season 4 or 5. Okay.
I just can't believe you remember them all. That is insane.
Gift. Okay. Looking here in the comments. Do you want to move on to one of your other things on the list?
Okay, this is one that we all know, but we probably don't think of when we think of ghost stories, because we often think of the scary ones, but A Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens.
Oh, yeah. That's a
Yeah.
good one.
There were, several ghosts in that one. And that story has probably been retold in so many ways over and over and over again. I mean, they have a Mickey Mouse episode, which I think is the kids' favorite.
Right.
And then they have the Muppets did a version.
Oh, that's right. I never did see that.
Oh, you got to see it. It's hysterical. I love it. Because I love the Muppets.
I remember a version in, I guess it was the late 70s of A Christmas Carol that had Henry Winkler.
No. Oh, wait.
Yeah,
Oh, my God.
a
I
made
think
for
I
TV.
remember that.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. But I love them all. I love all the ways they try to show the ghosts. Or you start off with the ghosts of his partner, Jacob Marley,
Oh,
and the
right.
chains, and like one of the old black and whites that was done, like in the old film, and how they try to do ghosts, and the
Right.
chains hanging off them. Oh, well, in the Mickey Mouse version, it's Goofy, and his head appears on like the door knocker, and you
Oh,
can
wow.
imagine Goofy as Jacob Marley trying to be kind of scary.
They should have had like the Ghost of Walt Disney in there.
Oh, damn.
Maybe it was made before Walt passed. So.
I don't know. Well, I don't know if that one was or not. I think that one it came later. I think it definitely was after.
Something for them to think about for the future. Do you remember there was Saved by the Bell did a whole thing on that too?
Did they really?
I don't know. I'm just making it up. But I could see Screech. Well, who wouldn't want to see Screech as a ghost?
Screech as a ghost? Oh, God, sorry.
Am I keeping you up here?
I'm sorry.
No,
I'm
it's
sorry.
okay. It's okay.
I was out in the sun too much. I went over to a friend's for a picnic and had a couple glasses of wine. And
I understand. I was out laying out in my Speedo earlier too.
nice.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want that image in my head, buddy.
Oh, yeah, you do. Yeah.
Oh, God. Okay, moving on.
Moving on.
All right, I've got some movies. So you have any movies?
I do.
Okay, give me one.
Okay. Now, this is going to be a movie that probably like 99.9% of our viewers would have watched, but I don't want to give away the ending in case they haven't. I guess we should probably be careful of that, even though this is a classic, and that would be The Sixth Sense.
Oh, yeah. That is on my list. It is one of my favorite all-time movies.
It is a great, great movie. Of course, everyone knows the tagline from that, the little boys, Haley Joel Osment saying, I see dead people.
I see dead people.
So, yeah, that was a good, out of, what is that, like 15 years old or so? But from the past 20 years, I think that's one of the biggest, ghost stories.
Yeah, 1999, I think it came out.
Oh, okay. Very good.
I remember because my husband and I we had just moved into the lake house.
Oh, okay.
And it went really fast from the theater to DVD. And I think by the end of 1999, it was actually I was watching it on DVD.
Oh, okay. But that was so good. And I did not know the ending when I saw it in the theaters, but I figured it out from the beginning.
Oh, did you?
Well, somebody told me that there was a big surprise in it,
Yes.
so I was kind of like looking for
Right.
stuff at the beginning. So,
Well, at the end, I mean, probably about there's a particular scene where it finally sunk in. So it
mhm.
was probably about 20 minutes from the end when I went, "Oh."
Right, right. It's such a
But you
good one.
don't but you don't know for sure, until you get to the
Right.
end of the movie. But I immediately played the movie again.
Yeah, it's really a good one. And
But it
awesome, awesome Bruce Willis movie.
but it did creep me out big time.
Hmm.
It was very creepy, especially the whole part about the girl who died.
Oh, right,
And she's
right.
like, he's like makes this little tent in his room, and the that girl who died came in, and she's like throws up in his tent. I'm like, ah!
Forgot about that. Oh, the Walking Rob said the first ghost fiction that came to my mind was the movie The Others. I loved that movie as a kid.
Oh,
I don't know if I saw The Others.
I didn't see the others, but I saw the trailers for it and all that.
Okay.
See, I have to admit something here to you and our audience.
Okay.
In that scary movies, like certain scary movies, I cannot watch.
Oh, okay.
I'll be up all night and have nightmares for weeks. When I was little, my parents watched the Trilogy of Terror. Do you remember this?
Is that like the where they showed real videos of?
No, 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 no.
Oh, okay.
This
Um,
was it was three different stories, and I will never forget the one story is about this like little doll that a couple buys on their honeymoon or something and brings back, and it comes to life.
oh, that sounds familiar.
And it's chasing this woman around the house. It just like terrified me as a
Wow.
kid. I had nightmares forever. It's like I thought my dolls were coming to life and trying to kill me. Oh my God. So like I can watch Stephen King movies and I can read his books. I absolutely love Stephen King, just one of the horror masters.
Hmm.
But there are just some horror movies and ghost stories sometimes fall into those that I just can't watch. They freak me out.
Right. Now,
So
does King have now? You mentioned The Shining, and I haven't read as much Stephen King as I probably should have. Do many of his stories deal with ghosts? I mean, I know he gets like really. I can't think of any off the top of my head. Otherwise,
well, they work in different ways. Like if you read his Gunslinger series, there's ghosts kind of sprinkled through that.
okay, which I keep
Um,
intending to read.
yeah, and then there's ones that, it's kind of questionable. Are they ghosts? Are they, seeing things? I mean, he plays with that whole. Um, there's one, Bag of Bones has definitely got
Oh, okay.
ghosts in it. And I think they made a movie out of that one, Bag of Bones.
Oh, I think so. I think so.
And I could have listed a bunch of Stephen King's, but I picked my favorite, which was The Shining, of course. And I think that's how he does a lot of it. Is it a ghost? Like in Bag of Bones, there's definitely a ghost talking to him, and it's his wife. His wife gets killed, and she's trying to communicate with him. Um, ouch.
Oh, you all right
Sorry.
there? Was it a ghost?
No, no, shut up. I'm out in the yurt by myself. I'm gonna get down.
The special yurt ghosts. Oh, there's an idea for a book. Ghosts just go around from yurt to yurt.
To your people who have yurts. Oh God.
Got a comment from David here, and he says, "Doctor
Oh,
Who, Army of Ghosts, Evil Dead, and Evil Dead 2, Army of Darkness with Bruce Campbell.
yeah.
Yeah, classic stuff there. Doctor Who, Army of Ghosts. Why do I not remember that particular episode off the top of my head? I gotta Wikipedia that now.
Now, see, Evil Dead and Evil Dead 2 is something I haven't seen because it scares me.
Bruce Campbell's awesome, though. You gotta watch him just for Bruce Campbell.
But I did watch. What was the heck was that one with the pinhead guy? What was the
Oh,
Hellraiser?
I believe so. Yeah, Hellraiser. I
That's
think
how
I saw
stupid I am. It's like I can't watch really scary movies and I watch Hellraiser. What is
the
wrong with me?
first. Now, Patrick just mentioned one here that I've never seen, although my brother Ed has been telling me since it came out that I need to see it. And that is best ghost movie ever, hands down, is The Frighteners with Michael J. Fox.
Never
He is
saw it.
awesome. Yeah, I never saw it either.
I'm writing it down now. It's not too scary, is it? I have to be careful.
Patrick's shaking his head no. He's like, go ahead and watch.
All
Have to check that one out.
right, I'm gonna bring one up, and I'm
Okay.
just gonna bring it up because, and too bad Xavier Granville isn't in the audience tonight.
Oh, I know what it's going to be. Darcy's favorite actor.
We're gonna bring up his favorite actor. It's Ghost, starring Patrick Swayze,
Yes, classic movie.
Demi Moore, and Whoopi Goldberg. I love that movie. I know people hate it, but I love it, and so there, I do.
You know, I can't go to a train station without thinking of like the one creepy guy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I get like near the trains and I think, he's like, I didn't jump. Didn't jump. Yeah.
What is that guy's name?
Vincent Schiavelli.
Thank you, because he's amazing. He's a great actor. I've seen him
Yeah.
in several things.
He was also married to Elise Beasley, who played Agnes DePesto on Moonlighting.
Look at you.
I don't know if they're still married, but they were.
How do you have all this stuff in your head? But I think one of the things I love the most about that whole story was Whoopi Goldberg's character, Oda Mae Brown,
Oh yeah.
because she hears ghosts, but at first she's kind of like a charlatan. She doesn't really do it. They just pretend, and then
Right.
Sam shows up
Mhm.
and starts messing with her.
Yeah,
And then all of a sudden she has all the ghosts in all of New York City coming to hang out with her.
the guy who was the bad guy in that, Tony Goldwyn, he was really good in there. He was
Yes.
such a jerk. Such a jerk.
Oh my gosh.
And talk about a career-changing movie, Whoopi Goldberg. I mean, that totally, changed. I mean, did she win an Oscar? I think she either won an Oscar or she was nominated for Best Supporting Actress for that movie. She was
She
great.
got nominated for something on that. And of course, everybody's favorite scene.
Oh, my love, my darling.
The pottery.
The pottery, yeah. Yeah, it's a great movie, and boy, there's a career changer too. That song, it was already like over 30 years old. I think it was from the mid 60s, and then that went through the roof. I remember buying the cassette single of it. Remember there was the cassette singles that used to put out singles, and yeah, it's a great movie, and I know Xavier probably really does love it.
Poor Xavier. I'm going to keep bringing Patrick Swayze up just because I love him.
Yeah, Patrick was awesome.
I think it's about time to figure out what's going on behind you.
Oh, okay. Well, what's
It
going
looks
on
like
behind me?
Falco.
Yes, that would be a little hard to miss here, I guess. You remember the late great Falco?
Yes.
Right?
Amadeus.
Rock
Did
Me
you-
Amadeus.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
and believe it or not, that's on here.
Yeah, I love
and
that song.
it's a
I'm such
great
dork.
song.
I loved it.
It was
I still
fantastic.
loved it.
I do too. I like the little opening part, and there's a long version of the song too. I actually had the 12-inch single of it too.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, I was gonna bring that one up because it's also got a cool picture of Falco. Wasn't he suave? Suave guy.
He's a suave guy.
Yeah, but I love that. And even though I didn't understand anything that they were saying in it was awesome. I love German versions of songs. I think we talked about this on another show, like Nana's 99 Luftballons.
Luftballons.
I hands down, I never want to hear the American version. I like the German version. And this also had the hit song Vienna Calling on it. You remember that one?
I can't say that I do. I'll have to
That's
play
the
it
one
now.
that at the time it got some airplay, and it definitely got airplay on MTV, but not one you ever hear anymore. If anything, you'll hear Rock Me Amadeus like on some like 80s tribute show or
Yes,
something like that.
absolutely.
But it was a pretty cool album, and unfortunately he was killed in a car accident several years back, but he was a cool guy. He had some other good stuff out too, like he what the hell? I want to say Rock the Casbah, but that wasn't it. The other song will come to me, or you can Google it later. But yeah, there's Falco, and the name of the album would be. Remember how you had to look on the side of the albums? It was Falco. Falco by Falco.
I always was like, when they did that, the name of the album was the name of the band, I was like, what? Come on. You couldn't come up with something?
Hey, I remember the
Jeez.
group Ice House. They had a song called Ice House, and it was off their album Ice House. I used to always enjoy seeing that on MTV, like in the corner, list all that stuff. Yeah.
They would list them. I'm like, come on. Get creative here. What's wrong with you? I
Oh,
guess it's name recognition. I
yeah,
don't know.
the other Falco song I'm thinking of is "De Carmassar."
Oh, yes, yes, I do remember that one.
And that's another one too, where an American band called After the Fire put out a version of it, which was totally in English, except for
Hmm.
the part where they're singing about "De Carmassar," which kind of is, kind of weird. That was like their only hit. So
That was weird.
yeah, I didn't care. Again, the German version was awesome.
All
So
right,
go
bring
ahead.
up another one. Tell
Okay,
me.
I'll bring up a TV show. Okay,
Oh, another TV show. Okay.
not quite as silly as my other ones, although the ones I mentioned are classic. Ghost Whisperer with Jennifer Love Hewitt. Were you a fan of that?
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. I've watched that. That's a good one.
Friday nights, CBS, 8 p.m. That's when it was on. It was a good show. It was a surprisingly good show, and
Hmm.
I probably first tuned in because I was crushing on Jennifer Love Hewitt, but it was a good show. It was really, really good. I watched it most of its run until like they. Did you watch it much?
I did in the I didn't watch the whole thing while it ran because I mean it was interesting, but it was pretty much the same kind of thing over and
Yeah.
over again. I mean she's basically kind of putting something to rest for each one of the.
Right. Exactly. Exactly.
And I mean it's a great concept, but I mean how many different scenarios?
Right. And what's funny is that, well, I was going to say I watched it until, and no big spoiler here, but if any, because I don't know how many people are going to be like that into Ghost Whisperer, but it was a good show. But they had killed off her husband, like maybe towards the end of the series, and then he ended up going into another body, and that just, I guess they fell in love with that, and I don't know, it just seemed that they went a little too far for me there.
Yeah.
What's funny is like the same time that aired and was popular, you also had Medium on
Now
the.
I watched Medium more than I watched Ghost Whisperer.
Mhm.
And I did enjoy that, but it also got weird with what was going on with her husband and
Right.
the whole relationships there. Like I get they were trying to expand the whole, get this over arc for the whole series and not just be one on, but I mean, didn't she at some point get she like lost her I can't remember.
I don't know. I actually didn't watch that one much. I
Oh,
know
okay.
that was originally based on a real person, but they really fictionalized a lot of her
Yeah,
life. Yeah,
absolutely.
and I like the actor, and I'm drawing a blank on his name, but the actor who plays her husband. His name is Jake something or another, but that guy's got a really cool voice. He's got like this really distinctive, and he was a bad guy in. Did you ever see Meet Joe Black with Brad
Yes.
Pitt?
Oh God, I love Meet
Yeah,
Joe Black.
yeah, he was the jerk who worked for her dad's company.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and I think he
God.
also,
It's so
yeah,
funny how you see these actors and I don't put them together all the time.
yeah, and he was also in a really good show that only lasted one season. I think it was in the '90s called American Gothic. That was a kind of really quirky show, quirky like around along the lines of like a little bit like Twin Peaks, but he was on there and it was a really cool show. Good actor. I drawing a blank on his name, but.
The problem in 1990 is I was in college, so I was probably partying a lot and missing those TV shows.
You have any other ones that you want to talk about?
I do. This is one I don't know everybody remembers is What Lies Beneath with Michelle
Oh,
Pfeiffer and Harrison Ford. Do you remember that one?
yes, I do. Good call there.
That one I really did enjoy that one in the sense that it was just creepy enough. But it was basically the premise was the wife, which was played by Michelle Pfeiffer, um, felt the house was haunted, that she was being haunted.
Right.
Um, and not wanting to give away the ending, people want to go see it. She kind of was. And I think at one point being actually kind of possessed by this ghost.
Right. Yeah, yeah, that was a good movie and good. Well, not that it's a shocker. Good performance by Harrison Ford, and
Hmm.
kind of a different role for him. And-
Yeah, that's one of those odd roles that he did.
right, right.
Like, remember Regarding Henry? That was another odd role that he did.
Yeah, yeah. I remember like that's one of those movies that I enjoyed it when I watched it, but I'm not going to watch it again.
I understand.
We also had a couple of comments here. I got to go to YouTube to bring them up, but David Anson says, "Oh, oh, have to mention Scooby Doo. They always had."
Oh, absolutely.
There you go. Yeah, always ghosts on Scooby Doo.
Yeah, but were they real ghosts? I don't think there were ever any real ghosts, were there?
Sometimes they were.
Sometimes they
They
were.
were. Yeah. Patrick says, Melissa, I hate scary movies too. Saw Poltergeist in the theater when I was 10. Ruined me for good. Oh,
I
so that's what did it there, Patrick's down.
Well, I think the thing is that you see them young enough, they mess with your head, man.
Yeah, that's
So
true.
keep the horror movies away from the kids. Liz Schulte loves horror movies. She watches them all the
Oh, I
time.
know
I'm
she
just like,
does. Yeah.
oh, I can't watch it.
Patrick says, no, Frighteners is a comedy about as scary as Ghostbusters.
Ghostbusters, which
I
is
do
a
need to see Frighteners. Yeah, we do have a little static going on. I don't, maybe I'm just hearing that, but if anyone's hearing it, well, we'll try to get that fixed by
Do
next
I
week.
have static?
I think so, but don't sweat it. It's just
Okay.
sporadic. Patrick also asks us, and my answer to this would be no, but have you seen Being Human? It's a TV show about a vampire, werewolf, and ghosts living together. Original British series was great. Not sure about the American version. I have heard about that. I've heard a lot of people rave about it.
I have seen some episodes of it. It's one of those shows that I think I would really get into if I sat down and watched it. But there are so many good TV shows. It's like, I started watching Supernatural,
Oh, okay.
and I'm still catching up with that. And there's lots of angels and demons and stuff, and ghosts. There's ghosts in a lot of the Supernatural show too. But it's what Being Human. I've seen a few episodes. I enjoy it. I just don't have time
Yeah.
to watch
Yes, it's
all
tough
these
to watch all this
shows,
stuff.
write the books I'm writing, read the books I like to read, and spend time with my family. I guess when I only watch TV at night, like I don't watch TV all day long, and
Mhm.
just when the kids go to bed or just before the kids go to bed, like my son and I will watch something together. So I don't know how to fit all these shows in. Is there a way to like directly insert it into my brain?
There is. I'll tell you about it after the show.
Oh, okay.
Oh, we also, we mentioned this person earlier, and he appears to be with us now. That would be Mr. Xavier Granville.
Hey!
Yeah. He says the scariest ghost film I've seen lately was called Sinister with Ethan Hawke.
Oh, Ethan Hawke, really?
Yeah, I remember hearing about that. That did look pretty scary. Also,
I don't know
cool.
if I can watch it if it's too scary.
Yeah, thanks for joining us, Xavier. You'll have to like play back the beginning of the show. We earlier.
Yeah, you missed. We talked about your favorite actor.
Hey, I don't know if you, man, I wonder if that's my microphone. I don't know. But we talked earlier about ghost in music. Did you have anything for that? You were gonna
Um, this was a hard
kind of
one.
put you on the spot, aren't I?
Yeah, because I didn't do my research on the songs. You know what I think of is The Gambler
Really?
by Kenny Rogers.
There's a ghost in there?
Well, okay. Here, every time I think of music and ghosts, I think of Kenny Rogers and The Gambler because he was on the Muppet Show once upon a time.
Okay.
And you know how they have them sing, some of their famous songs, and he did this skit where he's singing The Gambler, and he's sitting in this train car, whatever it is, and he's sitting across from The Gambler, and singing about the song. And it's the part in the song where the gambler passes away.
Mm-hmm.
And in the Muppet Show, they turned him into a ghost, floating around behind him.
Okay. Wow.
And he does say something about, in the song, hearing him say, I had to go through the lyrics again. See, now I'm going to have to look up the lyrics.
I
Now,
remember it ended in his final words, I found an ace that I could keep.
yes.
I think it's all about, you got to know when to hold them, know when to fold them, know when to walk away, know when
Like
to run.
that.
Yeah.
When to run.
Never count your money when you're sitting at the table. There'll be time enough for counting when the
when
dealing's
it's
done.
done.
Yeah.
You didn't let me get a word in edgewise there.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Oh, the one time I leave on a train bound for nowhere, so that's why they had him on a train.
Oh, okay.
So there you go.
Awesome.
And it's like I always think of that. And you know what? A while back I got the Muppet Show DVDs from Netflix.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I was watching with my kids, because that was a big thing I watched when I was a kid. And every night we would watch another episode, and they would beg me to watch more. I don't know if it was so they didn't have to
Oh,
go to bed, but they loved it, or so they said.
oh,
Um,
that's awesome.
but they didn't have all of them for some reason. They
Oh
didn't have
no.
all the seasons, all the episodes, and they did not have the Kenny Rogers one, which just bummed me out. So I'm
Oh
like
wow.
on a search to find that because that was one of my favorite episodes.
Yeah. Maybe it's on YouTube. I know you can find a lot of the Muppets.
Well,
Because
this
one day I
go ahead.
Go ahead. No, I have a crush on Sandy Duncan, so one day I was doing a YouTube search on Sandy Duncan, and like the Muppet episodes that she was on came up on there. So maybe you'll find the Kenny Rogers thing.
I saw the Sandy Duncan one.
Oh, okay.
They had that one. Oh, here's the lyric. And when he finished speaking, he turned back toward the window, crushed out his cigarette, and faded off to sleep. And somewhere in the darkness, the gambler he broke even, and in his final words, I found an ace that I could keep.
That's pretty good lyrics. I mean, that was like I remember loving that song when it was popular.
Yes.
And then they turned him into a bunch of made-for-TV movies that Kenny Rogers starred in.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Um, the Walking Rob says, "Can't forget the Holy Ghost, the
Oh,
Bible."
the Bible. I
Good
guess
one
that
there,
was
the
the
Walking Rob.
original ghost story, right?
That was the original. Yeah.
So what about songs? Did you come up with any songs about ghosts?
Uh, Not. I thought of the first thing that popped into my mind was "Ghost in the Machine" by the Police. That was one of their albums,
Oh,
and it was
cool.
also a song. And I know Bruce Springsteen has "The Ghost of Tom Joad." It was one of his
Hmm.
albums, one of his solo things without the E Street Band. I never really listened to. I might have heard it once and it was good, but I just never got into it. There's a song by Stevie Nicks called "Ghosts"
Ghosts.
that I
Yes,
like a lot.
absolutely.
Yeah, from the other
Um,
side of the mirror, great album.
there's um the Ghost song by The Doors.
Oh, how's that one go? Remind me.
I need to play it.
Oh, okay.
I just remember that they had a
You're
song called
right.
The Ghost Song by
Yes, I
The
remember that
Doors.
too. Oh, that's gonna drive me crazy now.
See, now this is when we go to Spotify, folks. So the songs that we're saying, if you've never heard them, look them up on Spotify.
Right.
And we need to be getting like, promotional things from
We really
Spotify
should.
for
We
this.
mention Spotify a lot, and people don't use Spotify. One thing that popped into my head for songs, and it has nothing to do with ghosts, but "Spooky." Remember that song, "Spooky"?
Yes,
Spooky
yes.
little girl, like, yeah, nothing to do with ghosts, but oh boy, that's a whole. Oh, that's something we could do. Like if we're still friends and we're doing the show around Halloween time, we could do like scary
Still
songs.
friends. Are we not going to be friends anymore?
Well, I hope we are, but I think I really upset you when I talked over you earlier, so I
Oh,
apologize for that, and I'm hoping it doesn't
eh.
hurt us. Yeah,
How dare you talk over me like I interrupt you 100 times?
never again.
Oh, can I say this, please?
We're good.
We're good. We're good.
Thank
We'll
you,
do
big guy.
good. All right. Look up on Google songs about ghosts or songs with ghosts or something like that. I bet we could find hundreds of them
Yeah,
if we had done our research.
yeah. Here's a movie. Now I can't remember if Xavier mentioned this in a previous show or if it was one of our other friends, but it was Ghost Dad with Bill Cosby.
Oh my gosh, somebody did mention that, and I still
Yeah,
have not seen it.
I never wanted to do that. It just did not look good.
I think the whole concept is kind of silly and bizarre.
Yeah,
I don't know. It just looked like a dumb movie to me.
it did, and it really, did not do well. That's for sure. I think
Oh my
Leonard Part Six did better than that. That was uh,
God. Part 6.
uh, David says in the comments, have Melissa move the mic cord away from her necklace.
Oh, why?
He thinks maybe that's it.
Are we getting static still?
Yeah,
You're still getting static?
still getting static, but that's okay. Maybe we're all good. We're
Okay.
good. Yeah. And also in the comments, David brought up a really good one. Heaven Can Wait.
Oh my God! How did I
Yeah,
forget about that one? That's a
yeah,
great one.
that is a great one. Yeah, because it's kind of unusual because he's not your typical ghost,
Right.
spirit living inside of this other man. But that's a great movie. I think we mentioned that in one of the other shows.
I was gonna say we talked about that in context of something. I just can't remember what.
I can't remember.
My brain is terrible. I need to like sharpen it or polish it or wash it out or something.
Your brain is awesome.
It's all clogged up.
Other ghost movie. Well, someone mentioned Ghostbusters. Obviously not
Yes.
a typical ghost movie, but fantastic movie. I not the biggest fan of Ghostbusters 2. I got to tell you that. I mean, I enjoyed it when
Oh
it came
no.
out.
I
Um,
thought you were gonna say you're not a big fan of Ghostbuster. I was like, what?
no, no, no.
Oh
I
God, that's
loved it.
still one that gets watched at my house over and over again.
If it comes on TV, I gotta watch it. I mean, it's such a great, great
Absolutely.
cast, and there's been talk for years of a Ghostbusters 3.
Nuh-uh.
Oh yeah, yeah. They've been talking
Mm.
about it for years, and the main thing that was holding it back was Bill Murray for the longest time. They've been really talking about it for years, and Bill's just like, I don't want to do it because he's like Mr. Well, I mean, he does a lot of like more like small like indie type things right now and things like
Hmm.
that. And then at various points he said, yeah, I am going to do it. He even showed up on some talk show in the past year or so, like wearing the whole
Oh,
Ghostbusters
did he really?
costume, yeah, which made people think he was going to do it. And then
Nothing.
unfortunately, Harold Ramis, passed away
Hmm.
earlier this year, which was very, very sad. He
It
was
was.
definitely one of my favorite comic actors and writers. He wrote so many movies and he directed so many great classic comedies. And now with that happening, it's highly unlikely they're going to do anything. Although a few weeks after he died, the movie company came out and said they are going to do it, and it's going to be
Really?
more along the lines of the Ghostbusters are going to like pass on the business to a new generation. So like
Okay.
maybe Dan Aykroyd. I don't think Bill Murray's going to do it, but it'll probably be something like Dan Aykroyd training like these new young recruits to be Ghostbusters. And I'm saying just let it go, folks.
Yeah. Yeah, I
They were talking
would.
about like Jonah Hill and people like that being in there, and nothing against him or other young actors, but
Mhm.
let it go.
Yeah. Well, don't you think they kind of had a little bad taste in their mouth because Ghostbusters 2 was not such a big success?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I think that's why they didn't initially do the Ghostbusters 3. And
Mm.
actually, from what I remember, and I don't know how I do remember stuff, but Bill Murray he didn't really want to do Ghostbusters 2. He only did it at the time because he had a pet project that he wanted to do, a movie called The Razor's Edge, which was a remake of a movie that was from the 1930s or 40s.
Hmm.
It was probably like the first big like dramatic type thing, even though it had some quirky comedy in it. That was his like pet project he wanted to do, and he told the movie company, "I'm only going to do Ghostbusters 2 if you let me do The Razor's Edge."
Ah,
So, so that's the only reason he
it
said at
was
the
a
time he was
bargaining
doing.
chip.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. So if they make a Ghostbusters 3, I don't know. Hopefully it'll be good.
I can't see doing it without Bill Murray. How could you do it without Bill Murray?
Yeah, or really Harold Ramis. I mean,
Yeah.
all right, I can see not doing it with Ramis because Bill Murray was the big star name there. But oh, Patrick says I'm a little behind on the feed. Anyone mentioned The Sixth Sense? We did.
We
We did.
did. We did
Classic
talk
movie,
about it.
Patrick.
Classic. We loved it. It's one of those thriller, slightly horror movie ghost stories that I could watch. Although it did freak me out. I remember like just I don't know, it freaked me out, but it was good.
Yeah, definitely good stuff. Definitely.
Okay, anything else that we can think of tonight?
Hmm. I don't think so. I think we're actually going to end this one on time tonight, Melissa
Oh
Lamas.
my gosh. What's wrong with us? I will mention one more.
All right.
Truly, Madly, Deeply. If you haven't seen that one, do you remember it?
I think
You think
so.
so? It's the
Wait.
guy. Go ahead.
Okay. Am I going to like fall in love with you here? Because I think I saw that and liked it. Alan Rickman from
You always remember the people's names. I just remember the story.
yeah, he was like some sort of singer, and he died. He was choking on something. Then his ghost comes back, and he's got like the. Go ahead. Maybe I'm thinking of something totally different. You go ahead.
Well, basically, he comes back. His wife or his girlfriend or whatever is missing him, and he comes back. and she's trying to move on and she doesn't want to move on. It's like a whole play. It is an incredible
It's a
movie.
really good movie.
It is.
Wow, you're like I haven't talked to anyone about it since it came out. That's why I'm so excited right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I went to the theaters to see it because Alan Rickman he was I loved him as Hans Gruber in Die Hard, and then he
Yes.
played that role, and
Yes, he did.
I was
That's
so
how.
into like him from
Yes.
Die Hard. I'm like I'm going to see this movie, and I remember one scene like when he came back. And his girlfriend or wife, whatever she was
Yeah.
really excited. And he's singing, playing an acoustic guitar, and he's doing the old '60s song, "The Sun Ain't Gonna Shine Anymore." Do
Mhm.
you remember that? That was a
Yes, I
great, great
do.
scene.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm excited. I got to see this movie again. Thank
Yeah,
you.
I know. It was one that I was looking up, movies on ghosts or whatever, and I picked the ones that I remember and that I watched. And Truly, Madly, Deeply was just one of those movies that got to me. I
Yeah,
adored it. It was awesome. I love the whole psychology of it, that whole idea of holding on to somebody and actually having them, their
right.
ghost come back into your life. And they were incredible, incredible actors that did. I
Hmm.
can't remember who played the woman. See, this
I
is where I
can't
have to have
either.
IMDb put up and, going through the cast and crew. But Truly, Madly, Deeply, you guys got to check it out.
Yeah, wow. I hadn't thought about that in so long. Awesome. Oh, David brought up some good ones here. House and House 2.
Oh, I have not
Wow.
seen those.
Wasn't William Catt in House? David would know if any.
You'll have to ask somebody else because I did not see those.
Okay, I think I saw the first one. Wow, awesome. And you got any other ones you want to mention?
There was one that escapes my mind now. It was I watched it. It's about two sisters, and they come back to. I mean, it's a really scary kind
Was it
of.
those Olsen twins?
No, yeah, they're scary.
Well, they are
They need to
now.
eat a burger.
Yeah, they do.
I'll have to look it up and I'll put it in the comments when I find it. But it's basically these two sisters come back to like their father's lake house, and it's this back and forth between them, and it's one of those surprise stories. Like their mothers died. There was an accident down in the boathouse, and
Oh, okay.
their mother died, and um, I won't give it away, but there's a lot of scary crap. Like their dad is seeing a new person, and the one sister is really mad about it because it's like mom just died, and this new person that he seems young, and so the two
Sounds
sisters
familiar.
are kind of ganging up on him. I'll have to look it up. I could not remember the name of the movie, and I couldn't find it when I was doing a research because it's one of those surprise ones like The Sixth Sense.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
So I don't want to give it away, and I'll try to find the name of it and put it in the comments.
Awesome. Awesome. I think I just want to double check something here.
What are you doing?
I thought we had another comment that popped up, but I didn't want to ignore it. But we're good. We're good.
The comments are funny. You're watching them on YouTube, right?
Yeah, I am.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they do move way too slow in Google Plus. We love Google Plus, but they're a little. You guys are a little slow with the comments. Let's work on that, okay, Google friends?
Get it fixed.
We'll get it fixed. Okay, we're going to do a live hangout now. So anyone who's
Oh,
watching the show live, if you want to hang out with us for a little bit, we'll probably talk for half hour or so. Just talk about whatever. We'll just hang out and BS.
oh, can I
So
show everybody something before we go off the air?
yes.
Okay, I'll be right back. You talk to him.
Okay, so I'm going to talk to you all. Welcome again to Sunday Night Fiction Club. Melissa's off doing something very important right now. This is a Memorial Day weekend, so if you are watching this live on Sunday night, make sure you have a fun Memorial Day tomorrow, and remember those who have served in the past.
Check this out.
Oh, keep talking so we can see it.
Can you see it? All right, so this is the mug I got when I went on the pub crawl, and it ended
Wow.
up in spirits. Can you guys see it?
Yeah, it's coming through good here. That's fantastic.
And I can change, like if I'm giving you all a seizure right now, I can change the way it blinks. Okay, there it's just on,
Okay, nice,
and there it's off.
fantastic.
Ooh.
Very cool.
So when I saw this, I had to get it. I mean, how could you not? How cool is that?
That is very, very cool. Very cool. So, Melissa, what do you have? what else is going on with you? You have your you have some books that you recently published, correct?
Yeah, I put out the Little Flame series.
Right.
That came
Congratulations.
out the end of April. Thank you. I am going to put the next one up for pre-order. I probably won't get the pre-order on Amazon because they only work with certain authors, but I will have the pre-order on iTunes and
Oh,
Barnes and Noble, Smashwords, so forth. That'll be for book 4, but I will have it'll be June 30th. The
oh,
next
okay.
one comes out. I was going to bring it out the end of this month, but things got slowed down with my trip and my editor, so it'll be June, July, August. I'm going to put out all the rest like boom, 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 boom,
Oh, fantastic.
4 weeks,
Fantastic.
4 weeks apart. And I'm very soon. You can get the first novella for free at Smashwords and iTunes and Barnes and Noble. Apparently, Amazon doesn't want to match that price yet.
They take a while with that stuff, don't they?
Yeah, I think they do it on a cycle. So if you happen
Right.
to change your price, put it to free just after they've gone through their cycle, you'll wait.
Hmm.
And if you happen to hit their cycle, maybe it's the end of the month. I haven't figured that out yet.
Cool. Well, you ought to. There's a guy. His name's well, he does a show called Buddy's Writing Show. You ought to go in there and talk about those books sometime.
Oh, that would be a good idea.
The
How
only
about
kind of ideas I get, baby.
I will, I'm doing a tour of the Little Flame series the end of next month.
Oh, okay.
So maybe we can do something then.
We can do that then.
Okay.
All right. And my book will be out hopefully end of June, beginning of July. It's a Teenage Amish Vampire.
Oh my God. I can't wait till this damn book comes out.
Thank you, thank you. Uh, for other stuff for me, you can check out my website. I've also got the Walking Buddy Show and Buddy's Writing Show, which you can find either on my site or you can look up for a Buddy Got here on YouTube. You can find that. And if you would like to join the after party, please leave a note in the comments, and I will send you an invite. If you don't think I have your email address, then include that there too. But I think I know most of you who are watching live, so that won't be an issue. And everyone who's not watching live and you're watching this later, thank you for watching. Oh, Melissa, real quick, look what
What?
shirt I'm wearing. An
Wait,
award.
wait. I can't see. Hold on.
I'll talk so you can see.
There we go. Oh, Old City, New
I
Blood.
figured that would be perfect for a
Yay.
show on ghosts. It's kind of a creepy name.
That's
That's the book.
perfect.
That's where Melissa and I met in person
Yes, in
for the
person.
first
We
and only
actually
time. Yeah.
went on a ghost tour while we were there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That was pretty
Yeah.
awesome.
And we like took pictures and supposedly had like orbs and stuff.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. All right, so everybody, thanks for tuning in. Leave us, like I said, leave me a note in the comments if you want to join the after party. And have a great week. Have a great Memorial Day, and we'll be seeing you next Sunday night, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Good night,
Bye.
everybody. Bye.
Bye.